Bible, something that I have learned over the years, is that the best lessons in the Bible are taught through people that suffered adversity. Deaf, dumb, blind, dead, didn't matter. Those lessons are taught in the Bible by Jesus and by his disciples through people that suffered the greatest adversity. You're looking at a man that doesn't know how to fail. I was told that I wouldn't walk past the age of 40, still walking. I'm not running, but I'm walking, right? And my inspiration is these guys. These guys are my inspiration. We love each other, we work hard. Yes, we hug, men hug. That's a good thing. Bear has been a student also of Raymond for, how long did you study with Raymond?
I've been with him for 20 years now.
20 years, and he's only 26. Anyway, they're all very accomplished martial artists. He does security for some of the big time people in the world. He's not just a pretty face like me. We're not just a pretty face. We actually work.
It doesn't hurt though.
It doesn't hurt. Anyway, so maybe we'll get you involved with some of this as well. So Nate's gonna explain what he's gonna do. Try to, just don't go 90 miles an hour.
No WWE on the table?
No, get out of here. Go do stuff. I have tattoos, but they're invisible. That makes me bad. I flex up, but everybody, and you want to touch me. Go ahead.
So, a little bit about what we do is we talk about 5 moves, 5,000 ways. A lot of the traditional things that are taught, especially to military or police, is they're teaching things that's very classical. It's seen on TV, it's seen just different agencies use it, and so they think they should use it too. But they're not looking at one-for-one rhythms. We, in our system, we have what's called one-for-one. If he does a move, I can do a move. But I can't do more than one move unless I set something up. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say that I'm like a security guard and I don't see that he has a weapon, and he pulls out a weapon and he attacks. If he attacks me here and I pull this out, is that good? It's classically taught to pull this out and bring your hand up here. Well, that's an issue. Or if he's attacking me here and I pull out my gun, 1 for 1. So what we do is when he attacks, I attack. Then I pull out my gun. Okay? Or if he attacks, I attack. And then I can lock things up this way using the shields. Now I did not hit him once. Okay, the idea is I can submit him from here, or I can take him down. Okay? This is what we want to start doing. It's very easy to take this and just hit him in the head. Okay? What does this look like on film? The aggressor, right? So his buddy's over here taking a photo.
Yeah, everybody's got a camera.
He's got a camera over here, and I do this. For 1, I get hit here. For 2, it looks like I'm the attacker too. Maybe he just turns on the film at this point. Looks like I'm the aggressor. Then he goes to court. He comes in. What does this look like?
Like you're defending yourself.
Exactly. Also, I have protection here. I have protection here. I've occupied this hand, that's his weapon. I've occupied this hand, this is his weapon. Plus, this stops the anti-headbutts. And then I move. Okay? This is where I want to get to.
If he pats, that means it hurts.
Okay? Yeah, the taps mean that's enough.
That goes down.
So the idea is we want to be able to get to this position to use different things to control. To control here, or to control here, or to control here. Okay? Or take down here. See? This is what we're looking at. If he has a blade, we'll do reversal now. And I'm here, and he attacks, and I go for my gun. Now when he comes with a cross, 1 for 1. So give me a 1, 2. 1, 2. Again, 1, 2. Is that good?
Can you turn it around too?
Remember, if he attacks me, that's coming. But if he attacks and I'm here, I get to the side, I start adding all of these things, boom, then I pull out my gun. Okay? The idea is you want to attack, control, okay? Bring him down. Be able to use different arm bars and stuff from here. Or manipulate, take us back and arrest him. Okay? So this is kind of where we start to play with weaponry. As we start to go here, notice I didn't disarm. If I disarm, 1 for 1.
Can you do that disarm again? The explanation in the disarm why he's not afraid of the knife is because he's guarding on the outside of his arm, and the blade is flat against the outside of his arm. See how the blade's flat? It's not going to cut him like that.
But it's a problem if you disarm. I gave him options. I want him to think, get the weapon back. Meanwhile, I'm doing all of this here. I can lock and control him here. Weapon comes out on the own. Now I can arrest, go to work. Okay, from here I have an arm bar. Okay, if it's here, I have an arm bar. This is a Cupid Fossil lock, wrist lock, finger lock. Okay, not once did I smash him in the head. Okay, this is all non-lethal principles. Okay, this is where I'm here, then we go into our arrest from here. Okay, this is all locking, controlling. Note that I did not do classical MMA. This is no good on the streets. I want to remain standing. I can see, I have 2 free hands here. I can search for weapons. I can pull out my gun. I can pull out my weapons on this side. Plus I have 2 free hands. Tactically efficient. Okay. Also, if his buddy wants to come and sucker kick me in the head, I have an easy escape route. Okay? Not so much here. I stand up, he kicks me in the head.
See, a lot of the old school ideas about getting the guy on the ground is great, but when you're by yourself, that's a very dangerous situation.
So if he's got, so it's 5 moves, 5,000 ways. It works also with a Hellmaker. It gives me the Hellmaker, I do the exact same type of thing that I can control here. If he pushes, I'm here. Okay? I can control him around here and lock this way. We learn, or if he, say I'm doing security, and the guy wants to get back, he's like, hey, and he's doing this to me, I'll just move him around this way. Say, all non-lethal. You gotta go this way.
Aren't you glad you came here?
Nice.
I will tell you, while he was in Germany, somebody tried to rob him in Germany. And you survived, obviously.
Yeah.
That was a great lesson for the German people that were the bad.
So that's a little bit about what we do. We work a lot of security detail, a lot of different forces, and we teach them the proper way to open the baton. You know, classically, again, it's not like this or like this. The weapon doesn't do any good behind you. So we teach them to open it in front. Okay? When it's in front, you have a guard. This is called the spear entry. This is the exact same thing that we just did. It's the exact same thing that we just did. It's 5 moves, 5,000 ways. So blade, stick, empty hand, it all works. You just have to apply the different things. It's meant to be easy, but it's meant to also know how to look on film, how to understand to not be here. Tactically, your weapon back doesn't do any good behind you at all.
It's like I can remember taking karate and people would come up and they would go, that, in some arts, karate is my secret. Well, thank you very much. I know that, so now I'll shoot you. I mean, that's the simplicity of that stuff. So tells are tells are tells.
Yeah.
People are going to tell you what they're going to do by their body language, by their stance, by the way they walk, by the way they move, by the way they talk, by the way they dress. They're going to tell you, this is a person I can approach, or this is a person I can't approach. Don't you agree? There? When you're, come on. When you're doing your security stuff, I mean, do you profile people?
All the time,
Why?
because it works.
I will tell you, on a few of the occasions that I do events for the NRA or somebody like that, I always have one of these guys with me or more. I did an event for 10,000 people once. I had 5 security guards with me, 5. All they had to do was watch my tiny little butt and make sure I made it home. That's all. One of them, always have a medic or corpsman with me, because these guys are good at stopping stuff, but I'd rather have somebody that can do the rest. You know, don't sew me up here, but at least save my life here. And one of the guys that comes with me is a little tiny guy, smaller than me. And the last security meeting we had at that place I was doing 10,000 people, at the end of the security meeting, he walked up to the biggest guy there and he looked at him, he's looking up at him like this, and he says, "If something happens and you see Stoney on my shoulder, get the hell out of my way, because I'm going to the truck." John's done security for me before. Bear's done security for me before. These guys have all done that. So, I think another message that we want to help you understand is that you don't have to be them to learn this. You don't, what you have to be is you ready to learn. And ready to sacrifice a little bit. Oh my God, it's hot in here. It's not going to happen where the weather is perfect. Bad stuff happens in bad places. Chaos is created by a lot of different things. Yelling and screaming obscenities is my specialty. I'm from New York, and I am a professional at that. So when I get somebody, especially a bunch of women, that I'm going to teach that stuff, that's the first thing I do. I'm yelling, screaming, bad, nasty things, because if you can't handle that, you're never going to be able to defend yourself and think through what you've got to think through. It's not a reaction, it's action. Reaction is retarded and it hurts you. You need to act, don't you believe? You act. Something's happening, you don't have time to play around, you have to act. If something happened in this room and somebody came in here, I do not expect any one of them to take care of me. She's the primary in my eye. We're going to take care of her. Then we're going to worry about everything else. Nobody's going to worry about me, because I might have a couple of weapons on me, and a couple of extra magazines. I might have 3 knives. I might have some other stuff on me. As a matter of fact, I don't go anywhere without that stuff. Plus, I have a month's worth of medication in my pocket, a flashlight, all that stuff that everybody takes for granted I'll have time to go get. I'm prepared. I'm not paranoid, I'm prepared. It's important. When you get ready for a gig and you're doing something with something like the RNC, local Secret Service and people like that, I mean, you can't play around, you've got to be serious. What do you look for in people? Danger sign.
Yeah, body language. Body language tells you a lot about a person, what they're up to, what they're fixing to do, just their habits. People are typically creatures of habit, so when you see them do something out of the ordinary, it should set off alarm bells.
They're repeatedly looking at the exit signs. I mean, that's scary. Somebody's looking for a way out already. Where are the exits? How many times do you stay in a hotel, you don't know where the exits are? And you know what? I've been in places that the exits were locked. It's an emergency exit that's locked. When I stay in a restaurant, if I'm eating in a restaurant, I like to eat near the kitchen. There's a lot of stuff in there to defend myself. All the hard surfaces are in the kitchen. And the exit is always open. Always. They can't lock the exit. I'm always eating near the kitchen. Thank you very much. And people say, well, we can't place you over there, sir. Well, I guess I have to eat someplace else. You're paying, you're the customer, you eat where you want. Ask Larry. If we're going to go eat when we get done here tonight, you guys are more than welcome to come and hang out, ask questions, do whatever you want to do. Where do I sit?
On the end of the table next to the exit.
At the end of the table next to the exit. I'm going to throw as many rounds as I can down range, and I'm going through the exit. I'm not the fastest person on the planet. I'm not the strongest person on the planet. But I will tell you, and Bear will tell you, I don't miss when I shoot. But I'm getting a little shaky. And the 50 caliber, I really enjoy. Then we shoot those people a mile away. That's a good thing. The farther away they are, the better. It's a good thing. You have anything that you need to ask him about, or that would you like him to tie you up or something, or choke you out?
Good, I think he's gonna have.
Would you like to choke him out? Tony, would you like to choke him out?
It's been 15 years now.
The most important thing when you're looking for a school or something like that, call us. We'll do some research for you. He does all kinds of research for all kinds of different companies, big companies and big people. He does that because they have to know. You have the same rights. You need to know. When I'm going someplace new, the first thing I do is Google place the property.
Yep.
Google Earth the property. I want to know how big it is. I want to know where the entrance and the exits are. I want to know, is there a place big enough if I'm doing a 10,000 people thing? You looked at that property as well, didn't you?
Which one?
The one at the River Church? No, you looked at it on Google Earth. But when I was doing that, there was a big swamp right next to where I'm going to be speaking. I don't want to be there. He likes a swamp. And he likes to shoot from a long ways away. It's going to kill my butt from the swamp. Then I get on the stage and I'm looking at the stage and I'm thinking, the whole thing is open and there's a great big flat roof behind me. That ain't good. And when I'm saying this to all the security people, they're looking at me like I have two heads. I only have one life. One. And I like it. My butt's a little bit misshapen, but I really have a nice butt. But one side is bigger than the other, so I'm kind of adjustable. But I like my butt. You know, and I want to keep my butt in place. I like that. So, all the things that are important when you're selling a property and you're going to do a property, how many people have anything with them to call for help if your phone's gone? It's important. It's important. I was doing an event. I had a corpsman and a medic at my house for lunch. They said, do you have one of those life alert things? I said, no. They said, you're going to have to get one. I said, I'm not getting one of them things. I'm a man. Man don't wear them things. They said, if you don't get one, we're going to go get one right now at Walmart, and we're going to put it where you won't be able to get it out. So I went and got one. Because I don't want them guys playing with my nice butt. If I push this button, yes, it's a medical alert. If I push it and let go of it. If I push it and hold it for 5 seconds, it calls 911. And it follows me everywhere. John and I are going to Alabama to do an event in Alabama. I call him up, I say, I'm going to Alabama, keep your eye on the Stone Man. I'm on the road. We got you, Mr. Stone, everything's good. And I check it on the way up there, everything's good, we know where you are. Within like 30 feet. 30 feet. You know how safe I feel now? I mean, really, I have Russians and Slovakians staying at my house. That's scary. Now, you gotta have this stuff when they're staying at your house. Because they're gonna party all night. Until you put a laser on their chest in the middle of the night, then they go to sleep. They do. Thank you, gentlemen. All right. I'm going to show you just a quick document that I think is important, and then I'll show you a PowerPoint